Hey everyone, welcome to today's reading. I am super excited to be bringing you these messages today. This was something that felt so right as I was on my walk yesterday. It was a beautiful day, and it just felt like goodness is in the air. Something good is on the way for all of us all the time, so why not try and pinpoint one specific thing that is on the way to you right now, either arriving now or in the near future, the next 3 months or so. We want to figure out what you can look forward to. What can you be excited for? What is the good news that is on its way to you right now? So this could look like anything from a wish fulfillment, a manifestation coming to light, gaining a new resource, a new connection, feeling a shift in your energy, seeing your own personal progress, seeing success or milestones achieved with your project. Just a happy day, anything that is going to bring you joy, is going to uplift you in the near future. Let's find out what that is. As much information as we can find out now about that, let's find out. Let's dig into it. So there are 3 piles for today. We have on the left side the fish pile for pile number 1. In the middle, we have the mushroom for pile number 2. And on the right-hand side, we have the stegosaurus for pile number 3. So take some time to choose your pile. The cards, the oracle cards in front of you now will be revealed at the time of your reading. So take a moment. If you feel drawn to one or more pile, there can absolutely be one or more good things on the way to you at any given time. So feel free to check out as many readings as you need today, and I will see you at your pile. Bye! Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. I'm so happy you're here. If you chose the fish for pile number 1, then you are in the right spot for your messages about a good thing that is on its way to you. Currently, it is making its way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. Okay? Oh my god. Yes. Anyways. So these are some oracle cards I have pulled before filming with the intention of pinpointing what this moment is going to be. This card here we're going to pull at the end. It's going to be part of the guidance and advice section, so I'm going to put that off to the side. And then these 2 cards, let's go ahead and pull right to start. These are going to represent, this one specifically, the energy of what it is that's showing up in your life, and this here is going to represent the kind of like the energy that you sit in when it makes its way to you, and like how are you presenting to the world after this has entered your life. So let's see, for what is on its way to you, we have focus with stock. And for your energy with this arrival, we have empowerment with expansion, together, prosper, and divine. Beautiful. And then for this section here, I'm going to go ahead and pull a few tea leaf fortune cards to get some more detail on what this energy is, what this moment is that is on its way to you. So this one I noticed set aside, but I'm actually going to shuffle out a few more. For pile 1, what is this moment that is approaching? I'm not sure how many you're going to get today. We'll see. What is this moment for pile 1 that they should be looking forward to, looking out for? What is this good thing that is on the way? Got a glimpse of that one, and I liked the way it felt. Let's see, here's 2 more. We're going to stop there, I think. So this one I noticed was, yes, sunrise with new creative ideas, new ventures, and a fresh start. How lovely. What else do we have here? We have quite a few. So we have seahorse with family matters. We have the door with opportunities are waiting for you. the rat with someone working against you behind your back. And vase with secret admirer. And finally, we have the spear with heartache over what you no longer have. Okay, pile one. So this, with focus coming through, as well as with empowerment as the energy that you are feeling with the arrival of this good thing. I'm going to turn down this light real quick. It's a bit bright. Okay. I get a feeling the focus card is definitely giving me like a feeling of you being more specific with intentions that you are putting out with reframing your mindset. And this really could be something that you are essentially called to, is the better way to put it, but what I feel is something that is forcing you to enter into this energy to reframe your mindset in a way regarding what it is you were able to create with your way of thinking. I see that there could be aspects that have been happening currently, or that maybe are just kind of dissolving from your life, very kind of like concrete, able to pinpoint aspects of your life that could be taking away from your focus, or that could be somewhat diluting the intention you are putting behind putting out into the world what it is you actually desire. Like, I see that you could be consistent in practicing that, in knowing the power it takes to set specific intention and to attract things with a change in your energy, with a change in your mindset. It is not easy to do that, and it is something that you have been doing regardless of these like stains in the picture, kind of like these very concrete aspects that have been happening in your life that are definitely depleting the energy that you were able to put into this. So I see that to this point, it could have been almost, you know, it might not have been bringing anything to fruition yet, because there were aspects that needed to clear out of that situation and to stop dragging it down and tying you down to earth, to the concrete, to the things you have going on in your physical, in your immediate surroundings. The removal of some of these things, I see, is going to allow the focus and intention you have already been setting forth with your every move, with your every action, with your every thought. You have been doing this, but with these things removed, it's like you're cutting the cords, and you are, the speed that picks up once this has been done is unprecedented. The way that these things were blocking your ability to manifest is what the entire message I'm kind of getting is, with focus, with intentional setting forth of your desires, of intentional manifestation and attraction of what you want. You might have been reaching a point where you just felt like it wasn't working. You felt like nothing was happening. And truly, with blockages removed, with maybe not even removed, but with the ability to finally make the connection and understand, looking back and see, this aspect of my life was preventing me from really, really soaring in my manifestation. Even if it hasn't completely gone away, now you are able to remove that from the equation when you were manifesting, when you were setting forth a desire and an intention. You were able to at least remove them from that equation if they haven't been removed from your life entirely at this point. And the energy that you step into when this good thing arrives, which is greater clarity, which is greater focus, which is greater mind power, essentially, to get what you want. You are so empowered with this card here. This is one of my favorite cards. It does remind me of the Strength card, of course, with it having the number 8 in it, and with the lion that's depicted, all of it, it's giving the Strength card in traditional tarot, which is you have completely tamed, you are in control of this great force, this lion that's depicted. It shows a female figure with their hand resting gently on the lion, which is effectively taming them, which is effectively keeping it close by until further action is needed, upon which that lady that is depicted, you, that powerful spiritual person, is the one to signal the lion what to do next. You have the power to tame and also to encourage action within this wild energy, this lion, this power that is within you. You have control of it. You are empowered. Togetherness, definitely. This is a beautiful message that I'm just seeing now. You could be making this connection with your higher self, with a specific member of your spiritual team. Look at this here with the bird. 3 aspects. It's like, it's giving me, it's giving me higher self, like whispering in your ear, kind of. It's giving you in your earthly state, and it's giving your spiritual team, the positive forces that are looking out for you. It's like these 3 beings, essentially, I'll put it that way. You guys are the dream team. You guys are divine, and you are divine because you are together. There is not one piece of this puzzle that can afford to be left out. Each piece of this puzzle, your higher self, you currently, who I'm speaking to right now, and your spiritual team, the togetherness, the power that comes with togetherness is absolutely beautiful. And I will say, you are in the middle. You are the one relaying from all the forces, relaying information, communicating, being the middleman. That's essentially you. You are so, so important and powerful in this. You are so divine with these forces by your side, and with the recognition that I feel like you have achieved is what I was getting at, is that I feel like maybe you are developing a connection with your higher self, just because I'm noticing this bird here, and it's almost as if the presence has been felt, the communication has been received all along, with the bird whispering right into her ear from above. Before, it could have been just some mystical voice calling from above. Like, I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz, whenever he hasn't revealed himself, the wizard hasn't, and it's just a powerful booming voice without a face to it, without concrete, this is a person who is speaking to me now. It's so mystical and just above, and it's just something that you were receiving at that point. But this expansion and the empowerment you have found is within looking up and seeing your higher self and really connecting with them, because it is you, and it is someone that you can communicate with and chat with, and it's just a very strong message of your focus, that you have been able to overcome certain obstacles, certain blockages to your manifestation powers are being lifted, and above and beyond is where you are going, because you are also acknowledging your spiritual team is becoming more concrete to you. Before, it may have been, when people mention like higher self, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I get the concept, but like maybe you didn't really feel it yet, if that makes sense. And this is like, the ease at which you mention your higher self and refer to them as a significant force within your life. It just feels more natural, like referring to a friend almost. Yes, that is very beautiful for pile 1. Very nice. And so tea leaf, I didn't really specifically point out anything within this yet, but I kind of touched on certain aspects within the tea leaf that I feel like are representing some of the blockages you were having with being able to focus your manifestation desires. So specifically with the Family Matters card, this one always gives me like an interesting feeling. I just saw 1333 on the timer, so that could be significant as well. With the power of 3, I'm seeing this is your family, is the confirmation I just got from looking at the viewfinder and seeing the time. 3, 1, 2, 3, 333, family. That's your family coming through to say hi. But anyway, Family Matters card in this tea leaf deck always gives me a feeling of like almost, yeah, like a disconnect between your earthly family, between your family members, almost like the limitation that is there when there is a lack of being on the same page in regard to mindset and how you feel that you can go about reaching your dreams. It's kind of like a generational thing is almost what I feel like. It's always the same story with new generations. You always feel like, you know, I guess like you're gonna be the one to like change things and change the family history, like that kind of thing. But you know, that's what comes with coming of age, is feeling empowered in that way and feeling like I'm going to be different than my family. I think that's just natural. I don't think it's negative to like almost disconnect from your family in that way. I think it is healthy to like essentially set yourself apart from the trend that has been followed in the past by your family members. If this is resonating with you, this could be more of a specific message for a few people, but it's just like, I think it is a requirement of you for the journey that you were wanting to go on to practice some healthy level of detachment and not let family opinion, family voice be much of an influence, because it just doesn't make sense. If it were anyone else, you wouldn't be taking what they said seriously, because the only reason you do is because they are family. And what I'm saying that you aren't taking seriously is maybe them having an opinion on your spiritual views, on your, maybe if they see you making certain decisions that they would view as like, you should be taking action, but your spiritual self is telling you to take a pause. Like, it's just a misunderstanding there of like how you are feeling called to go about things and the way that they would traditionally view as like the right timeline to achieve and to make progress, if that makes sense. Yes. And so this really could, I was drawn to the rat card here with someone working against you behind your back. I don't feel any malicious intent with anything. It just feels like naturally, if you're not surrounded by people who think the same way as you, then, you know, this is some level of like conditioning that has occurred throughout your life, that this is a path that you had to find on your own, that no one presented to you. That's just kind of what this message is. Yeah. Positive messages here with the sunrise and the door, speaking of opportunity, creativity arising, fresh start, new opportunity, new ventures, all good things that you were calling in more quickly with the focus that you were acquiring. Let's see, with Secret Admirer as well as with heartache. This could be literal. This could be, again, someone who wasn't in alignment with you and your thinking that was somewhat holding you back. It could be that. Let me go ahead and pull some tarot here for pile number 1, please. Some messages for what is this good news that is on the way? What is this good situation that they're headed toward? Can we elaborate on the oracle that we've had come out here with the Emperor? You are in charge. You are making your rules. Like, there is no one. Now that you have integrated yourself with your spiritual team, you understand that you are not answering to anyone. Technically, yes, you are answering to someone's call, to someone's drive, but in the past, if you had viewed that as, oh, that's my higher self wanting that, or that's my spiritual team pushing me toward it, now it is, now it is your idea. Anything that you are feeling is essentially you, is created by you. It's knowing now that you are the authority. You are the one that you are looking toward when you need clarity, when you need answers. Yes, it is your spiritual team as a whole, but you are one with your spiritual team. We're on the right track here. 2 of Pentacles coming out with after the Ace of Pentacles, so we are progressing. We're getting the right idea. Very cool. This one wanted to flip out. Oh, beautiful. The Moon card. Wow. I have not had this card ever come out in this deck. That is so interesting. But yeah. Wow. I mean, even you're taking along your shadow side is kind of what I see. Like, your team is growing. You are able to identify several aspects of yourself, and your shadow side is one of them that you were bringing along. With the 10 of Cups, a happy outcome. This is an incredible card to come out. Fulfillment, complete fulfillment with others, sharing it with others. A full team here. We had 4 members now that we've acquired. Do we have any more members of our team? The 6 of Pentacles, very beautiful. And also sharing as a team, sharing this journey, sharing what you have learned, opening these doors for others could be significant for you at this time as well. Wow. A lot came through with the oracle, and then these tarot really pulled things together and gave a very positive, beautiful message. Very nice to see. This is what's coming to you for good news. What is your next? Weight lifted off your shoulders is what you're getting. Like, entering an entirely new mindset, new frame of thinking. Your opportunities are endless because you and your team, you have recognized as being one being, but likewise you also can blow it all up, or you can zoom in further rather to identify the unique aspects that are creating your team. And those unique aspects are the versions of you, the versions of the forces around you that are with you at all times, and the unique qualities and characteristics that they bring to the table. Is you're able to zoom in and pinpoint those specific members, the 4 of you, your shadow side, your physical body, your higher self, and your spiritual team as a whole, the universe looking out for you, your angels, your spirit guides, all of the above. We have 4 queens who come together, and oh my goodness, guys, I wanted to shuffle more, and I get the 9 of Cups, which is as close as you can get to like the best card, all about emotional fulfillment. This is individual. Yes indeed. Zooming in to see all the pieces that make up the picture, but at the end of the day, It's you. Like, you carry it all. You are the physical body that is carrying out all of this work, and that is something that sets you apart and almost makes you the authority, the leader, the go-to within your life, within your journey. It is all you, baby. Like, you got this, honey. You got it. So that is part 1 of this reading. We have more messages for you, pile 1. We need to figure out, how can you come into alignment with all of this? Like, this is where you're headed. You are somewhere right now. So let's figure out how you can bring yourself more into alignment with what is on its way for you, this good situation, this good change that is on its way for you. So I'm going to do that by pulling some of these descriptive oracle cards that are going to let us know for pile 1, how are they stepping into, how can they step into this and meet it where it's at. I had 2 cards fall down here. So we had versatility, and we had authority. Yes, indeed, with the Emperor, this is stepping into that authority, realizing that you are in control because you first identify separate aspects of what brings you into your power and the forces that are there to support you. Because you first identify them as separate beings, you must do that first to bring it to a whole. Because you see the puzzle pieces as individual pieces that need to come together is what allows you to create the whole picture and to like morph it all into one as the Emperor, as this authority figure here. These are like one and the same messages I'm seeing, as well as with, this is number 10, which 10 of Cups, it's all about achieving something huge here is coming to you. The power you are going to feel is, you are going to be feeling this power. You are going to be feeling the shift of like, really feeling like, rather than being separate from these aspects of yourself and your team, like you are all one. We have acquisition. Yeah. This is something that you, no doubt, you are on this path. You are going to receive this. You are going to integrate this into your life. You are going to hold a knowledge, an understanding that sets you apart, with inheritance, with 8 card as well, and then we had affair. So you are becoming very close with your spiritual team as well, and you are laying a foundation to where inheritance, this is almost, again, like speaking of kind of like a generational idea, like you could be inheriting some of the work that, you know, of course, yes, past versions of yourself have put in work, and you are inheriting some of the fruits of that labor at this time. Like, this is a journey that maybe is not confined to your specific lifetime, this specific moment. This is a journey that, you know, you could be essentially receiving the fruits of your labor from past lives, from past timelines, that kind of thing. Like, this has been generational work for you, or work across different lifetimes for you and your team. And this is a beautiful time to be in, because really you are getting to, your physical body now is getting to receive and enjoy the accumulation of all of that, the integration of all of that work that has been put in. And again, that closeness that you get with your team is really something to be cherished. That is so, so lovely to have, and really, truly, you should be proud that you have acquired this, because it is such a unique experience that you are one of, definitely not the majority of people who get to feel this and who get to acknowledge their team and who get, yes, others may have a physical being that they love and is their go-to. They may have a loving partner. They may have a strong family, whatever it is. Maybe you feel like you are lacking because you don't have that. The grass is always greener. You're looking at them and you say, well, they have a partner that they get to do everything with and who is their partner in life. But there are limitations to that. There are limitations to having a physical, earthly, strong partner. And so this is not something that you should be jealous of or wish you had over having a spiritual connection to your team, because that is extremely, extremely powerful. And I cannot wait for you to step into this energy of integrating everyone who has been there for you, including yourself, and being the physical embodiment, the face of the team, being on the forefront, being the one who gets to experience it all. You are so, so, so blessed for being here right now in this time. This is absolutely a good thing that is on its way to you, and I'm going to pull just a few more tarot. If there's any more information here, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. They just flipped over. We had the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords. All about expanding the mind. I almost see a message of like that integration here of really, really first unraveling it to see what all the pieces are made of, and then winding it back into one is the image I see here, with the staircase spiraling into her mind, and it all is streaming out from within you. You are the beacon of light. You are the physical body that emits the energy that has been created from the winding together of all of these powerful energies. With the Five of Wands, with competition reaching this point, there are obstacles for sure. This card is telling me. I see this one with the High Priestess, but it just, the way that obstacles are presented to you, the way that they hit, the way that they impact you, it just could never, ever feel as end of the road, as end of my story, as this is a huge setback. Like, it could never feel that way again, truly. When you come to this realization, when you have such a powerful team that you know well, that you are so close with, when you've seen the examples of when they have been there for you, when you make the connections and she's fearless and she's tied forever to her team, and she knows that what she's doing, she always has this connection I'm seeing here in this card. And so, setbacks can never quite fulfill the intensity with which that word described certain situations in your life before. They will never feel that intense today. These days, you are able to handle these things with a greater knowing, with a different mindset, and you will find that they simply go away when you don't give them attention. They will simply decrease in their frequency. They will become more scarce in your life when you no longer give them the attention that you were before. Because your frame of mind has shifted and you're able to see things differently. Everything just is painted in a different light when you have such a connection to your own spirituality and the forces that you have on your side at all times. Everything is painted in a different light, and you could never ever be set back by setbacks as they once would have. Pile 1, these are your messages for the good news that is on its way to you and how you can step into it the energy that you will meet this good news in. Yes. And there is one more message for you today. It is this card that I had set to the side. You will see what this one says. Oh, we have magic with make a wish, believe in miracles, and magic surrounds you. Very cool. And you know, I was kind of hesitating to pull this card because I was thinking like, I wonder if they could use a little bit more concrete advice for how to become in alignment with this energy. I wasn't sure that the last tarot I pulled with that intention was specifically giving that information, so I was a little bit hesitant to go ahead and just reveal this card, but I do feel like the messages were exhausted. So I pulled the card, and this is telling me what the advice is. I think you have done such work that your advice is not going to be like, okay, it's not going to be like beginner advice, you know? And so your advice is with an assumption of the frame of mind that you were already in, that you are already headed on this path. And so your advice is simply to remove limiting beliefs, possibly with believe in miracles, and just really, really surrendering to the magic of it all is your advice here. Make a wish, truly making wishes, saying prayers, repeating affirmations and manifestation, vocalizing all of it, visualizing it, things like that, recognizing the magic around you all the time. No matter where you are, what situation you are in, there is magic to be noticed, and a cute little moment that you can have at any time where you pick up on something is here, some magic is in the air, and I'm the one who recognizes it, acknowledges it, and I'm the one who gets a little taste of it because I see it and maybe others don't. And lean into that. Really lean into that and view yourself as a magical being because you are, because of the fact that this power is integrated within you. These powerful beings exist within you. And so really, really lean into that powerful aspect of you with High Priestess. And realize that competition, stepping wrong, taking a wrong step, none of these are concerns that relate to you at this point as you were coming into this energy. And that is incredible for you, Pile 1. This was an amazing message, so clear, so potent. I loved doing this reading. I really hope these messages resonated with you. If there's anything that jumped out at you, please leave a comment, and I love to connect with you guys on these readings, so feel free to chat in the comments, like the video, as well as subscribe if you enjoyed the messages, and that way I can provide more readings for you in the future, which I am so grateful to be able to do and love doing. So I will hope to see you in the next reading, and I hope you have an amazing day, Pile 1. Hey, Pile 2, if you chose the mushroom, then you are in the right place for your messages. I went ahead and pulled a couple oracle cards before starting the reading. This one here is going to represent the energy of this good thing that is coming to you. This card here is going to represent your energy upon receiving it. And then this one I will pull at the very end, which will be part of the advice and guidance section for how you can come into better alignment with the energy of what is on its way to you, and you can just meet it where it's at and be in the same matching energy with it. So I'm going to put that to the side along with your mushroom here to pull at the very end, and we're going to get started revealing these oracle cards. So the energy of this thing that is on its way to you, we have success. Fabulous, we love that. And for how you are arriving to this, we have echoes with ancient, culture, roots, and customs. I'm noticing that these cards look lovely together with the matching green and the hints of blue as well. They look gorgeous together. That's beautiful. Okay, and what is that depicted there? Interesting. Okay. Getting an idea, but I will wait. Let's pull some tea leaf cards here. For pile number 2, can we get some details on what this good thing is that is on its way to pile 2? Here we have the frying pan with trouble and accusations. Okay, what else here for pile 2? We have the vulture with depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Okay. This one here flew out. I want to take it is the bull with do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Interesting. Is there anything else in these tea leaf cards for pile 2? Very nice. We have the candle with you will be shown the way. And we have the fox with shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Yeah, so these messages so far. You know what, I wanted to pull one more from these tea leaf. Yes, indeed. Wow. Yeah, with valley, with deep personal strength and peace that assures success, which is the key word on the card that describes the energy of this good thing that is on its way to you. So, this energy so far, I might want to pull tarot more quickly than I did for pile 1 to elaborate, just so I can get a better idea on the details regarding this. But what I'm feeling so far, echoes, ancient, culture, roots, and customs. I see the imagery of a key. In the success card, I noticed this on her card, that I almost felt like it looked like some kind of like key pointed toward a direction, pointed toward an outcome, guiding you, like a key that has been contained deep within you, that has been passed along through tradition, through ancient wisdoms that have been passed along, a key that you have always held, a guiding force, an arrow that has always been pointing you in the right direction, that has always been the guiding force behind the steps you are taking within your life and where they are taking you. It's almost like you have always had compass, is what the word I'm looking for. You have always had an internal compass within you that has guided you. These cards are so beautiful. I love using this deck because the idea behind the deck is each feminine figure that is pictured in the cards is representing the way that like your inner being shows up, like your spiritual essence. This is the depiction of that, and I just feel like the cards are so much more beautiful when you understand that this is supposed to represent you. And they are often depicted with guiding animals, with adorned with beautiful clothing and accessories. Like, they are representative of a powerful ancient wisdom within you, which is you at the end of the day. And that is exactly what this card is even more strongly giving off to me, with the key words as well as with the idea of like an internal compass that I am very strongly getting from this specific card. And so I noticed the key, like this doesn't really look like a key at all, but that is definitely what I was seeing, is a key pointed toward success. I also noticed in this frying pan card, this looked like a key to me. It is the handle to the frying pan, but it looked like a key to me that has found its destination and that has been plugged into its source, and that which now can activate that which it is meant to activate. I think a guiding force for you could be trouble, could be conflict. In the midst of the fire, in the midst of the smoke and the chaos that this card is giving in this specific reading, you are still finding the input for the key that you carry. In the midst of chaos, in the midst of bad things going on around you, it is a fuel to your fire. It is almost like a driving force. It is part of the ancient echoes within you that are leading you to this specific outcome. And it is testament to how strong your internal compass is, because if you have found yourself not questioning the fact that your destination, that which your key is meant to arrive to, is existing within fire, is existing within chaos. Like, the fact that you did not hesitate or second guess that this was where you are meant to arrive is complete testament to how strong your internal compass is and how powerful you are in having followed that unquestioning and followed your intuition and followed your destined path without question and without any preconceived notion of what it should look like to arrive where you are meant to arrive. You were faithful to yourself, to your inner guidance. You may have some strong connection with your ancestors, with things like this, to which you feel empowered even to be faced with these situations. You feel honored to be faced with these situations because you know what your ancestors have been through. You know the power that they held and the situations that they overcame, and it is beautiful for you to feel like you are stepping in their footsteps and able to meet the challenges that they did. Very cool so far. Very like tradition, like ancient timelines, your destined path from the beginning of time, like that sort of thing. And you are following it with unwavering faith. Challenging energy showing up within these tea leaf cards as well, with the vulture, depression, anxiety, someone working against you, with the bull, with needing to not back down from opposition, with needing to show strength, with being called to situations that are tough, that are challenging, and shrewdness, resourcefulness required. More challenging energies that showed up within the tea leaf. Again, testament to how walking through fire, trudging through storms, like trudging through the mud, persisting through snowstorm, like this type of energy where you were called like on a conveyor belt. You find your feet taking you through these situations regardless of what your head might be telling you of, why would this be where I'm being called to go? There is no questioning here. There is no expectation here. And that is the key to arriving where you are meant to be, to detaching from what you think it should look like, because there is no telling. Your path can be destined, but there is no telling the specific factors that will come into play as you approach it, the specific events that you will find yourself treading through. Like And so you know that there is no point in trying to predict where you are meant to go. And as such, you find yourself walking straight into the fire because your feet have never failed you. You've always been called where you needed to go. And that is because you were carrying some ancient wisdom. You have your ancestors walking alongside you with the animals here. That is what the animals feel like, that is what they are representing in this specific reading. Additionally, we have some positive messages that came through that I want to say I don't think you even needed that to come through to like turn this energy around. I feel that you understand why you are met with challenges. You see the big picture in that way. And so it's definitely a bonus that we have received some messages of reassurance if you need it. And those messages are speaking of, like this whole reading has been talking about, you will be shown the way. Yes, you are always shown the way, and the bonus here, the crazy part, is that you've always trusted it. And that is so beautiful. With Valley, we have the deep personal strength and peace that are assuring this success. Your arrival to success is assured, is pre-planned, is pre-paved, is led by this internal guidance and compass within you, and who is unlocked by the key that you already hold. Your success is assured here. This is the whole message, is your feet won't fail you. You are going to arrive where you are meant to in due time. And keeping your head held high as you walk this path is your superpower. Yes. I want to pull some tarot to expand on these messages. Can we get more details for pile 2 about what this will look like? What is there a specific outcome that we are headed toward for success? What is the success? We have the 3 of Swords. Okay, anything else? Can we get an idea of what they are arriving to? Is there some specific detail with it? The Knight of Cups. For pile 2, details on the good news that is headed their way. The 7 of Cups. I want to pause here before I keep going and just try to explain what I'm picking up so far. First idea I have is regarding the Knight of Cups. And if we're speaking of something specific, of what is waiting for you when you arrive with your key and you arrive at the point at which you can put use to the key and unlock something, I feel that you could be approached by someone who has been waiting for you. I feel that you could be arriving to a person who is destined to be within your life. Someone could be meeting you at this destination, and if you don't know anything else about them, you know that the fact that they have also arrived to this niche location and taken a somewhat unique path, of course, to arrive there, that is precedent enough for who they are. And it is, again, like a factor of unquestioning faith and unquestioning openness to receiving from this person. It really could be a love connection, it could be a soulmate connection, it could be something like that where you didn't expect to find anyone else at this outcome. That's really what it could be. You could have resigned yourself to like a life of solitude or something like this because you just hadn't even factored in that like what is waiting for you is anything other than something deeply personal and like a means to like replenish your inner being, your spirituality. Like, this very well could be something like something physical that you can show up with in your life, and like a concrete like prize almost that you were receiving. And it could be, yeah, again, with like resigning yourself to a life of solitude with Three of Swords. This journey doesn't have to be one of solitude. Very much like hermit energy coming through with the beginning of the reading. And so you've taken a long path when you arrive at your success. Your path has been a long journey. You have spent plenty of time in hermit energy. Hermit energy is not something that you need to adopt for indefinite amounts of time. It is something that you are going to be eventually called to come out of, and that you can only take so far in terms of evolving and growing from being in that energy. It is something that eventually you will be called to step out of and may resume in your life periodically as needed, but I don't think is ever meant, or at least not for you specifically, is not meant to be your end term. You are not meant to resign yourself to a life of solitude in the name of personal growth, in the name of following echoes of tradition, echoes of ancient wisdoms from deep within you. This does not mean you have to resign yourself from beautiful connections with others. And what's even better is that the message I see is that this person will likely share elements that are similar to the journey you have been on, because, let alone by the fact that they have found the destination that you have also arrived at. And I'm picturing something very like ancient and holy, that you guys are arriving to some like monument, some shrine, like, and you're thinking, how did you know this exists? How did you also, my path here was so unique and so guided by my internal compass. How is it possible that you were also able to find this? And rather than being something like that, this really could just be, there is a reason that someone is allowed to come into your life at the end of a journey. There is a reason that now the doors are open to someone to enter, and that is because they have also unlocked a like level of ascension as you. You are not going to be presented with any serious opportunities for connection that are way below your means of living and way below the completely detached from what it is that you practice your everyday life by. I see that this could be someone similar to you if you are single, or if you're looking for any kind of connection with another like-minded individual. Seven of Cups came out, and I feel again that like this isn't even an option you are considering. Like, the message came through for sure of you being quite detached from outcomes, but I do think that there is an element of you kind of just innately expecting that the outcome would be of a certain nature because of the nature of what is guiding you toward it. Like, if you are being driven by an inner force and inner guidance, then you may expect that what you receive is, you know, when you arrive to the destination, you're going to come face to face with a god or a deity. Like, if that makes sense. I don't think that this was you trying to imprint upon your destination a certain outcome, but rather just an unknown limitation that you carried on your path because you just kind of figured that you would arrive to something more pointed toward the internal guidance that brought you there, if that makes sense. But rather, this is still true, but the form it is showing up in is not what you expected and is going to require you to tone it down a little bit, maybe ditch the whole plan of like, you know, I don't know, reading from your spell book and like doing some chant to channel out this like deity that you were meant to find. Like rather you're realizing, oh, I need to completely shift my mindset and like tone it down a little bit because now I'm expected to go grab ice cream with this person and get to know them. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. That's interesting. That's the image I get of that is hilarious. Like, I don't know, I'm picturing you like in a jungle or something, like at like a temple, and you're just like so ready, like you, not to like make light of the physical ways in which we call upon certain energies into our life, like by using crystals, by using incense, like all that kind of thing, like, but I'm just picturing you pulling out all the gags from like, and just getting set up, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to be met with like, I'm going to see my spiritual team arrive, like that kind of thing. But rather it's just some like normal person, and you're like, oh, okay, let me switch my plans here. Yeah. Okay. Is there any more messages to pull with this tarot for pile 2? Yeah, we have the Page of Wands came out. Yeah, I think that is almost kind of what I'm speaking of, like the way that she is showing up. Rather, I feel like this is you, and you know, this is calling you to just become a little bit more grounded, to meet your success, to meet this good news, and to arrive at this destination. It's going to be something meant for you in this specific timeline, in this day and age, like that kind of thing. This is just a modern depiction of you, and needing to, again, come down to reality a little bit almost, and just become more grounded in what the outcome ended up being, which really could be, yeah, if it's not a specific person, just like something more grounded and like earthly and concrete that maybe you would have dismissed because you may have unknowingly been expecting something of greater capacity with 10 of Pentacles. And not to say that what you do receive is not significant and powerful and is not a success. Like 10 of Pentacles, it surely is. And though you aren't expecting anything in particular, it could still take you back a little bit. But it is not hard for you to come around to it quickly because you know, the echoes within you, you know that this is where you were meant to arrive. 2 of Pentacles as well came out. That could be speaking of literally a connection with the 2. 2 of Pentacles can be about like balancing resources, planning, like that kind of thing. And so this could be something that almost, you're not at square one with dealing with this, but it is something that does require a bit more of a journey and some work to integrate into your life, and to anything that comes into your life, if it is of value, then you will value making sure that you are bringing it into your life at the appropriate time, at the appropriate rate, that you are handling it well while not dropping all of your other things you are working toward and things that you are being drawn to and called toward. This is not your end game. You know that the work isn't over, essentially. This one I see with Page of Cups. Exactly. This can be speaking of growing a connection from day one. A destined connection doesn't mean that things hit off immediately. If something is worth growing, then that process is beautiful, and it is something to revel in and to enjoy that in itself. I think one final message here for pile 2 before we move on to the next section of the reading. The Death card. A transformation is due. This is something you have been working toward for a while, is what I feel. And this is surely a pivotal moment in that, with the Death card, which speaks of transformation and growth, of renewal and rebirth. This to me is a sign that you were phasing out a journey that you were completing, a journey that you were fulfilling, a requirement for your path. You are arriving, as was obvious with the cards that came out first. You are taking the appropriate footsteps always and unwavering in your faith to arrive wherever it is that you are meant to. And this is confirmation that you are indeed doing that. And this is a huge moment coming your way. Yes. So to finish the reading here, we are going to do some more cards with which I want to get more information on how can you come into alignment with what this energy is going to present itself as, so that it can match you better and you can come into it easier with drama. Anything else for pile 2? How can they match the energy of this good news, this good outcome that is on their way? So I want to take this one. Riches. That's so interesting. Wow. Practicality. That's beautiful. Okay. Maybe one more. Maybe not. Okay, here's one. Excitement. So, okay. These cards made me kind of excited because I've had this idea lately that I haven't really I haven't spoken on. It's just something that I've noticed. I don't know, but anyways, it's this idea of being a hop and a skip away from something. And specifically where I get that message from is when a card, a number 5 card, and then a number 10 card comes out. Because the 5 card in tarot, the way that I view it, or the way that it can be sometimes, is almost like a turning point is how I view it. If you think about the Fool's journey in tarot, it's pretty beautiful. It's beautiful things. He meets the magician, the high priestess, the empress, the emperor, and then number 5, he arrives to the Hierophant, which I feel was kind of a call to a checkpoint, a call to reality. And oftentimes in the minor arcana in tarot, when we arrive to card number 5 in any suit in Cups, Pentacles, Swords, or Wands, it typically can represent a challenging moment. And so number 10, likewise, when we arrive to number 10 in tarot, it typically depicts a moment of success, achievement, wish fulfillment, completion of a cycle, arriving at the outcome. And so what I feel with having a 5 card and a 10 card come out is the feeling of being a hop and a skip away from arriving at the fulfillment, at the success, at the outcome with number 10. Hopping to number 5, little bit of challenge, and then just one more skip. It's like you were on the fast track to arriving, is the message I'm seeing with this. And 5, of course, they chose the drama to be a number 5 card, which totally makes sense for how 5s feel in tarot in general. And so it's like, you don't have to go through all that other stuff in between. Maybe these were lessons you've already completed, cycles you have already phased out, and so you were allowed to hop and skip right to this successful outcome. And then I had that confirmed here with number 10 came out as well with practicality. And so also being practical along the way, like not getting cocky about it, I think could be an important guidance for you for how to come better into alignment with arriving at this outcome. You may see how fast things are moving and the advantages that are coming your way, and the need to, yes, be happy that success is surely on its way to you and that you are being led to success, but still having that level of detachment from what it will specifically show up as. That is very important. Just being practical with it and taking a little baby like peek back, zooming out just a little bit, and just a need to be more grounded and practical as you were approaching this. Though it is exciting, for sure, with excitement, you can be excited, definitely. This is what is going to allow you to arrive to the outcome as well, is just being detached from what it will be specifically, but knowing that it is something to be excited about regardless, because it is a huge, major, pivotal point, a transformation, a renewal, an ending of a cycle, all of those things. That is your advice for how to come into alignment to meet this energy where it is. Now for pile 1, I did pull a few additional tarot for this section. I think we've really kind of covered the messages, but here's one that just wanted to fly out with the Lovers. And then I think I'll pull just one more for pile. And that's so interesting because a tea leaf card must have fell, which I noticed at the beginning, and I just like didn't look at it, didn't grab it. The Lovers card just fell, and it made me look at that tea leaf card. I didn't like read it or anything, but it made me think like, I think I'm supposed to pick that up with the Lovers. And I didn't, but now I am, and I'm reading it and I'm shook because it says someone new is entering your life, which the Lovers, I do want to kind of take that literally as, again, with Page of Cups and Knight of Cups, as someone could be waiting for you at the destination that you were arriving toward. And this one that has been hidden this entire time and revealed just now is confirmation of that. So I'm going to put that right here. And I'm going to finish the reading with one more tarot card, and then I will pull the final oracle card to finish off your messages for today, pile 2. So final message for how to come into alignment with what pile 2 is headed toward, please. Is there anything else to come out of this deck? The Knight of Wands. Again, that sense of excitement, of prematurely celebrating without knowing what you're celebrating. Almost like you're having a baby, you don't know the gender, but regardless, you're gonna be happy and celebrate. This is that same idea, like you know the general outcome. You know you're having a baby, that's pretty obvious. You know the general outcome that is headed toward you, and you are sure that it is one of success and abundance. And you don't know some specifics on it, you don't know the gender, you don't know other things, but there's no way you wouldn't be excited just because you don't know that. It's kind of the same energy is what I see. So Knight of Wands, fiery, celebratory, excitement, passion, drive, all of those things. Very cool. And I do want to just say here, I see the horse in the background, which feels significant with how maybe potentially a specific connection is entering your life. So like this is on the horizon, it's on the, it's there in essence. Yes. So pile 2, here is your final card. Speechless. We have celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success and enjoy your achievements, pile 2. I mean it. This is serious. Like, you better do this. You better celebrate. You better be happy. You better enjoy. Good things are assured. Again, with a message of something being assured. The fact that your arrival is going to be one that will require you to celebrate is assured. This is incredible. I am so happy I pulled this card beforehand. Did not look at it, pulled it just now, and just incredible. Incredible for you guys, pile 2 today. This is amazing. I really, really hope that if you resonate with any of this, please leave a comment if you feel comfortable speaking on it, because I would love to be there and connect with you on it and support you further and be on this journey with you. I would love to give you future readings and provide future guidance for you, relay your messages from your spiritual team, from your higher self back to you, because what came through today for you was so strong, and I really hope I will have the opportunity to do that again for you. So please like the video if it resonated, if you enjoyed your messages, as well as subscribe to hear future messages that are meant for you. And with that being said, pile 2, you are incredible. I hope that this outcome is everything you could have ever imagined and more, and I hope that your celebration is beautiful and vibrant and just so lovely. And I hope I will see you in future readings, and have an amazing day, pile 2. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your messages. If you chose the Stegosaurus, then you are in the right place to receive them. So I went ahead and pulled a few oracle cards before starting the reading. This one here is going to represent the energy of this good thing that is on the way to you. Like, what is it, essentially? This card is going to represent how you are feeling once you have received this. What energy are you able to step into because of this thing that has come into your life? And this one I'm going to pull at the very end. I went ahead and pulled it prior, but it's going to act as part of the advice and guidance for how to come into best alignment to match the energy of this thing that is coming to you. So this is going to help guide you along that path. I will put it off to the side to start, and let's go ahead and reveal these. So we have gratitude making its way to you. Okay. And then for how you are receiving it, with confidence, we have assured, motivation, oneness, and positivity. So gratitude is making its way to you, and you are receiving it with confidence. That much has been revealed so far. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tea leaf oracle cards to get specific details on what this good news is that is on its way to you. So this one I noticed and wanted to pull before I shuffle. So let me go ahead and reveal this one. We have dolphin with financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay, beautiful. I'll pull a few more here for pile 3. Can we get specifics on what it is that is coming toward them with these tea leaf cards? We have a message of being grateful for some financial gain coming through. This one here, door with opportunities are waiting for you. This one I noticed with feather, someone you know is undependable or insincere. Okay, is there anything else here to elaborate for pile number 3? What is on its way to them currently and how it's going to show up? This one, we have vase with secret admirer. I noticed this one with wall, a misunderstanding. Anything else here for pile 3? Seahorse with family matters. So I'm trying to think back on pile 1 because a couple of these cards did show up for pile 1 as well. Family matters, specifically what was described with pile 1, I'm feeling could be significant for you in terms of needing to look at that message as well. The others that showed up, I don't necessarily feel are tied to that reading, but if you do feel called to check out pile 1, I would recommend doing that because of this seahorse card that came out, with basically speaks of a blockage toward success, toward receiving, that has to do with feeling like you need to be in alignment with the viewpoint of your family, the viewpoint of what generations before you have achieved and have acquired in their lifetime. That pressure to follow the same path is essentially the message that was coming through, and that I feel is also relevant to pile 3, with the need to be calling out a certain level of confidence once you've arrived here that may not have existed before. This could be a level of confidence that you acquire after releasing the need to live up to a certain expectation. This could be a specific message if you do feel pressure from family figures, from people like that in your life, from feeling like you need to live up to or surpass certain achievements that your family has completed. Going back to generations, really, it's this whole generational thing that is a strong message of feeling the need to complete cycles for other people, feeling the need to, which can be a good thing. It can be like you receiving the abundance that past versions of you, that your ancestors have been working toward. It could be like you getting to receive that, but it could also be a negative thing that you feel pressure toward because it feels like you need to close out other cycles for previous generations, and not in like a spiritual sense of like being able to receive the fruits of that abundance that had been those versions had been working toward, but rather an expectation from like family to get a high-paying job, be hired in a similar fashion, or achieve a higher status than those had before. It's that kind of pressure and that kind of feeling, the lack of confidence that you feel toward that path is significant because it isn't meant for you, is the message I have. Let me take a look at these other cards. We had message of financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So again, with like, maybe there had been times in your past that of course you were working toward a goal that was more in alignment with what was expected from you, which would be a financial goal, achieving in that way. Maybe you had been on a path to doing so. And like this said, this financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past, this was not for nothing because it is setting you up for success as you take this adjacent pathway, or you take this separate pathway, or you embark in a new direction. It's things coming back from your past that are going to support you. The feeling that none of it was for nothing, none of it was a waste of time. You weren't wrong for following the tune to which your family wanted you to have your life be guided by. You weren't wrong for that. Everything, hindsight is 2020. You look back on it and you realize essentially you sucked it up, you put in the work then, and this could be something coming back around to you to support you as you are going about things in a less than conventional way in the eyes of others, or even in the eyes of yourself. This could be taking some level of like reframing your mindset, because the way that you were raised, the environment you were in, the people who surrounded you, and the mindsets that they impressed upon you do take work to deconstruct and to choose your own pathway, to diverge from that path. All of this to say that your work in the past is aligning with you making this decision and is supporting you in it. It is confirmation for you that resources could be arriving, opportunities are waiting for you, resources arriving for you in divine timing, supporting you in the steps you are taking. Take it as confirmation in this time. Anything of this nature, please take as confirmation that you were meant to utilize the resource on this path. That is why it is being presented to you and uncovered, unveiled to you. Which for some reason, this is making me think of the wall, the idea of uncovering, unveiling the wall. With the wall card here speaks of a misunderstanding, and relating the words that just popped into my mind to that. It's like doing something a bit foreign, like maybe you've never been called to like adventure in such a way or to live life in such a way to where you're arriving at this wall and you're like, there are no rules, let me just climb it. It's like you taking steps that are, again, supported, and again, you might not fully be arrived to the conclusion that this is okay to be doing, but regardless, you are being led to do things you haven't done before, and some level of confidence has been brewing below the depths and is emerging to support you through this. Feeling assured in what it is you were going after. The image of climbing the wall and peeking over the other side and seeing what's beyond. The drastic difference between the two environments depicted on either side of the wall, one of which is not where you are coming from, it is where you are headed, and of course it is different. It is like jumping into a new timeline, shifting into a new dimension, discovering new opportunities through a door, through a portal, over the wall. Yes. I don't know why I just got the idea of like testing the waters by like throwing a vase over the wall, just because it's in this card, but like throwing something over the wall to see like what happens, like throwing bait into a pond to see what catches. It's kind of like you're testing the waters, like you could be a little skeptical of it, almost like you believe that if I throw this vase in there, it's going to like vanish into thin air and be sucked into the beyond, because what I'm seeing here is unlike anything I've ever laid my eyes on. It's of an entirely new world, of an entirely new dimension. And regardless of any hesitancy, the fact that you threw something over the wall to test it out is like, I mean, you're going to find yourself climbing that wall. The interest you take in it, it's like, yeah, you're gonna be climbing that wall, honey. Like it's happening for you, okay? Because you're you're interested, you're intrigued. There's something drawing you toward it that you will slowly understand more and more, because this does really feel like the beginning of a very significant pathway for you, embarking on a journey for you, confidently discovering confidence in a way that you haven't experienced it before, in a way that can't be justified. Again, with like limiting beliefs put on you by who you grew up with, by your family, by your surroundings, the limiting belief of like your confidence must be justified. You can't be confident at the beginning of a journey when you don't know what to do yet. You can't be confident when you are learning a new skill because you haven't mastered it yet. It's like that is a limiting belief that you are surpassing, and it is the key. It is going to be so important to set you apart from others and to set your pathway apart, more importantly, to align you with a new, entirely new path. This is really exciting. I think about the start, like if I could pinpoint the so-called like start of my spiritual journey and my evolution there, it is a time that is like near and dear to my heart, and that's what this feels like. And I hope that it hits in such a beautiful way and that you really get to enjoy and revel in this beauty, because discovering gratitude, discovering confidence, it's game over for everyone else. And getting a taste of it, getting a glance of it, a sneak peek, it's like you can't resist at this point. You are going to find yourself taking the next steps to chase more, essentially, to chase more growth. Any other messages that came through with the feather? We had someone you know is undependable and insincere, and I do think that this is speaking of those forces within your life that conditioned you to not live up to the potential that the confidence you have now is allowing you to do. And I don't think the intent was malicious. I don't think it was anything like that. It just is the nature of things as such, that family is family, connections are connections, but those that are in alignment with our personal journey and accepting of our unique journey of growth and unconditionally supportive of it and unconditionally uplifting you through it, that is what is so powerful to you. And if you don't feel like you have anything like this in your life, know that there is a team behind those doors to you. There is a team always by your side with the animals. I love this deck and the way they depict things. This deck is so spiritual in nature, so divinely feminine. Gender doesn't matter, but that is the goal of this deck. All of the feminine figures that are pictured within these cards are meant to represent you. And I just think it's really beautiful if you hold this image in your mind as you embarking on this journey with your support system, the home in the background, moving away from that, moving away from those limits that you had, and being your own support, taking care of yourself. I don't know what she's holding here, but it reminds me of like a fan. Like you're taking care of yourself in this time. The beings beside you are comfortable. They're comfortable being with you, and therefore it is because of the comfort that you impress upon them. I just see that this guy is like snuggled up within the tall grass, and you are a comforting, if no one has been a comforting figure for you, the reason this is coming to my mind is to tell you that you are a comforting figure for yourself and for the forces that want the best for you. You are comforting to them because of your confidence and because of the elegance with which you are embarking on this journey, the unsupported assuredness that you have that where you are headed is where you are meant to be. At this point, unsupported because this is a journey unlike anything you've embarked on. You haven't seen a path such as this come to conclusion, come to the end of a cycle. This is like your first go at something of this nature, which I think is incredible. So, pile 1, the good news on its way to you is your expansion, is your embarking on the less traveled path. And can we get some more details here for pile 3 on what this good news is going to entail? Absolutely beautiful with the King of Swords, and I love this person depicted as King of Swords in this deck. Absolutely gorgeous. This feels like you on the other side of the wall. Definitely the image I was getting is you moving from this side with like the more color to this more like stark, drastic drop off. And this feels like a very like wintry, cold scene that she's sitting in. It's, yeah, where you are headed is like uncharted territory, is like not necessarily where you would have been drawn to. You're taking definitely a path. You are arriving at a destination that is, I keep wanting to say it's foreign, like it's just unlike anything you have been in before. And with Temperance here, getting curious about it, I see with her stepping one foot in the water, one out, still being in the energy of both sides of the wall. That is definitely what I'm seeing with this card. And this is speaking of your curiosity, your tendency to go toward the thing you haven't tried before, and the fact that your tendency to go that way, to pour into that side, to pour your cup into this aspect that you're being called to, is leading you toward the path to the sun, the right direction, to a new path, and realizing that what's behind you, there is value to take from that with the sunflowers that have sprouted. There is beauty there too. There's absolutely beauty on that original side of the wall that you had started in. And nothing is ever for nothing. Nothing is ever lost. Nothing is pointless. Like, there is beauty to take from that. There is a level of uniqueness to what you bring to the table and your journey because of where you came from, because no one journey is completely alike, and use what you have experienced to your advantage. This is so interesting because now I also notice in this card, again with like the wall imagery, there's a wall right here. And you know, she's on this other side of it, leaving behind her past, which is also on the other side of the wall in this card as well. Very interesting. Let's pull some more tarot for pile number 3, please. For additional messages, for details on what are they arriving to, like specifically with the gratitude aspect of things. What is this good thing on the way to them? We want to take this one. Incredible. We have the 8 of Cups. Indeed. I will say a card fell down, which was the 6 of Swords, which I didn't feel called to take, but kind of questioned it because I was like, that message totally makes sense for this pile, but it just wasn't one I felt like I should reveal. And then we have that with the 8 of Cups, which I do sometimes view as kind of synonymous with the 6 of Swords. Let me go ahead and show it to you guys, because it is that idea of like embarking on a journey, leaving something behind. Yeah, to me, they are different for sure, but they can feel synonymous to me at times. So incredible that the Eight of Cups came out to provide you with that message, since this one was not being called to be taken out. And so again, just a super strong message with the mountains, with all this wall imagery, all of the things. I noticed the pathway leading to the mountains in this card. You are headed to the mountains with the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about leaving something behind that was perfectly fine, that could be fulfilling in a sense. It has all the aspects of being fulfillment, but something that isn't meant to linger for too long, that can only be fulfilling for so long, or that maybe, you're just swallowing the timeline with things. When it's time to let something go, and it's time to move on, when things that were once good are now holding you back, and it's time to move on. That is what the Eight of Cups is doing. Acknowledging that goodness is still there with the sunflowers in your past, acknowledging the good that you had from that, but not letting it weigh you down as you embark on a new journey. With the Star card, beautiful imagery that reminds me, of course, a lot of the Temperance card with the pouring of cups, the 1 foot in the water. It really just couldn't be more clear that, like, you are at the start of a journey, 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the new doorway, and there are things, beautiful things waiting for you when you step into the new dimension, when you step into the new life. The Star card, it's very divinely supported. That is always like a message of confirmation and assurance whenever it comes out. And we also have the Emperor that came out. And the final card is the Knight of Swords. So you are arriving, once you feel that level of confidence and authority over your own life, which is the Emperor, an authoritative figure, a strong, stable, grounded figure, not someone who gets the last word, but like kind of that type of thing. And so as soon as you determine that you have authority over your own life, and you full force embark on the journey, it is going to happen quickly for you. The Knight of Swords is a quick moving card in the tarot. You are arriving full force, no hesitation, again with that confidence that you almost don't know where it is stemming from. That assured action that you are taking that you almost don't know where it's coming from. It is there regardless. And your arrival is following your full coming into this authority, into this confidence, into this figure of being in control of your own life and being guided by something greater than you, and also as an inevitable effect of that, the gratitude you feel for your path and your journey is at the forefront of it all, as the good news that is on its way to you, as the good thing that is coming to you, the change in your life that you should be looking forward to and getting excited for, because it is happening for you right now. This is incredible for pile 3. I'm so happy to see you embarking on this journey. This is super cool. So that is part 1 of the messages. We are going to go ahead and proceed with some more oracle cards, and these will help us get a picture of what is required of you to meet this energy, to arrive at this energy and meet it where it is at. So how can you step into better alignment with coming to this outcome, gratitude, confidence, opening up a whole new avenue for you to live your life for pile 3? What do we have? Here we have choice. an aspect of duality presented in this with the scales, which I think often I do associate, which is reminding me of the Justice card in tarot, which I do often feel has some elements of temperance coming out within it. So a strong tie into those aspects. Heart above your feet, this rose that perfectly matches the gratitude. These are the elements that you are choosing to hold higher above other aspects of your life or other frames of thinking. And those elements, we have the rose representing gratitude. We have this sword in the heart above the feet, which, very interesting. It's almost like the feet could be bound here or like cemented in this image, but what I see it relating to King of Swords, of course, with the sword, and representing your mind over your feet, your mind top to bottom, your mind, your heart, your intuition, the strong guidance you feel, the strong urge you feel to make the moves you are making, stemming down from your heart, from your intellect, from your King of Swords energy, coming down to allow your feet to move in the direction in which they are supposed to. And rather than them being locked together or blocked here, I see this as like, imagine looking down and this is a plate to which you can't see your feet actually moving. You can't see what is taking place. It's like just that aspect of like not knowing quite what is leading you, but surrendering nevertheless, and knowing that to arrive at the bigger picture, there are details with which required to get there that you should not see yet, or that you are not allowed to see just because of the way that things unfold. The beauty in it is the unfolding of the rose, the unfolding of your path. It wouldn't be as significant a journey if you could always see where you were headed. Yes. The third element coming up within this card, we do have, of course, the representation of Libra here with the scales, which I had mentioned. She is holding a sword, she is blindfolded, playing into the message of not seeing exactly where you are headed, but following a divine path, following that guidance, nevertheless. The choice required for you to make is one that, to be in this energy, is favorable in making it. She is too intently looking for an outcome, looking for a sign, looking for the right choice. This is following your head and your heart and letting that guide you. And I'm being drawn to her. I'm not really acknowledging her, because this is what you were called to do, the choice you were called to make, to move from one side of the wall to the other. Yes. This was one that had come out as well with Enterprise. Yes. Entering into a new endeavor, a new enterprise, a new world, like a new something separate and new, something that is to the side, growing and evolving, that is just waiting for you to step into it. Are there any other cards from this oracle deck for pile 3, please? The drama card came out with number 5, as well as, is there anything else for pile 3? I want to pull a couple that I see here. First we had restlessness, followed by romance. Okay, so I see, I related the drama card to family. When things come in alignment that way, it historically has had the same significance tied when they come into alignment. So I'm seeing that drama could be, again, that influence of people in your past life and your people that are in the life you are stepping out of, making their way into the new one, but not quite knowing where it is they are standing. Regardless, finding a way to seep into that, and it is up to you to create a system to keep this as your own enterprise for now. I think it is important that this is somewhat of like a solo journey. Truly, this is a journey that you were being called upon and no one else. And so finding a way to separate that influence and those voices from your life, while also giving energy to them, because you were practicing both. You were teetering between both sides. And when the message is encouraging you to take the full step onto the other side, the difference is that at that point you will have learned how to take what it is from that past life without it being right in front of you. With the Eight of Cups, taking those lessons, taking those people, everything you've learned, those connections, without bringing them into the new environment specifically because it is yours, it is internal, it is your internal sanctuary that you are growing on your own. You can have that in the past without allowing it into the future by taking the step toward something new, acknowledging what you had before, but that doesn't mean you necessarily need to physically bring it into that environment. Yes, romance, dancing with life is what I'm seeing. This is you are being called to nurture this connection right now, nurture this journey right now. This is your baby right now. This is your partner. This is what you are being called. You're being called to get to know this aspect of yourself because, again, you were like at the beginning of this. So getting to know it, dancing with it, playing with it, the duality as well with the two showing up of being in between, in an in-between state. Let's pull some final tarot here we need to expand further. The Six of Cups I do want to pull because I saw it on the bottom of the deck, and this could be speaking of course, reflecting on what you had before. This one wants to come out with the Ten of Cups. Nostalgia with the Six of Cups in conjunction with fulfillment that you were sharing with others. This is a jump from still thinking on the past, but having it just be something that you are trying to kind of separate from your current. And in the future, this is telling me that when you are coming into alignment with this, you will be able to merge the two. And Six of Cups to Ten of Cups, you will be able to move from rather just thinking about it and reflecting on it and trying to keep distance with it to inviting it in to where you have arrived. Is there anything else here for pile 3? Messages for how to come into alignment and receive this. Let me pull this one. I felt the King of Pentacles, and then the final card that wanted to fly out, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups can be, seeing the worst, having something beautiful, but seeing what's gone wrong and what's gone bad. Being called to focus on not thinking of your past again as being something that limited you or prevented you from being here. Life works as such, divine timing works as such that you wouldn't miss the opportunity. Again, with the idea of like something from your past that you had worked on coming through as a financial resource, as something meant to support and to affirm you in this journey. Again, it is that idea of nothing was lost because you hadn't arrived here sooner. And even the fact is such that the timing played out as it did is to your favor. Because once you do have it, it is there. Like the King of Pentacles is stable, is secure, is assured. Again, that word coming through. Once you have it, it's here for a long time. It's here. It is there within you. It's not something you can just release and step back from, which isn't something to be frightening to you, because trust me in saying that this is not something you will want to step back from. It is going to be incredibly fulfilling. The gratitude you will have for arriving here is going to be everything you had been missing, in quotations, missing. Like a journey as beautiful as this is not always a short one. And the achievements you are coming about to are going to be so stable and permanent and dominating in your life that everything that you missed before or that you felt you were lacking before, it's made up for tenfold. Like if the universe felt the need to apologize to you for like situations you've been through in the past, then like this is the ultimate gift. This is the ultimate makeup gift. This is like, you went through this, but here is this. Like, and this is what is important, and this is what is long lasting and long standing in your life. Indeed. So pile number 3, there is one final card that I put to the side here that I'm going to go ahead and reveal that I have not looked at yet. So let's see what this one says. With innocence, take time to play, nurture your inner child, and live with a childlike sense of wonder. This is your advice and guidance for entering into this timeline to receiving this path, and even this message of nostalgia, the children depicted in 10 of Cups cards, all having to do with emotional fulfillment and that kind of thing. If you are worried about how quick your timeline is, step back and adopt this energy. If you are worried about what the outcome to it will be, realize that it will involve this energy. And I think that sounds incredible, of having time to play, of being able to release your inner child and live alongside them once again, because God knows we've all left our inner child in the dust at one point in our lives. And adopting their childlike sense of wonder will come effortlessly to you. And gratitude is at the core of that. Kids don't compare. Kids are happy with the little things. It doesn't take much to make a small kid happy. Give them a stick and they will go play with it. Like, it's that kind of thing. If there's anything to look forward to and to help you come into alignment with this energy, it is understanding that the childlike wonder and essence of living is going to be able to come to the surface through this. And you can come into alignment with that quicker by adopting that energy now, regardless of circumstances. Intentionally trying to bring that behavior and attitude into your life will also connect you with your own inner desires and with your higher self's desires. And it may bring a lot of things to the light and a lot of things to clarity for you. Yes. So pile 3, those are your messages for today. I really enjoyed bringing you this reading, and this is so hopeful, so optimistic. I would love to hear if you feel like you were kind of in this energy of like being held back, of being in between two journeys, two environments. I would love if you felt comfortable expanding upon it in the comments, if you resonated with it, and I will be there to connect with you on it, and I would love to provide you additional support and just listen. But otherwise, if you enjoyed your messages, please like this reading, as well as subscribe so that I can give you more messages. I would love to read for such an energy once again. I would love to follow up with what's been going on. Like, I am here to channel the messages that you need to hear truly and honestly from what I pick up and what feels right, and it all feels so potent and strong, especially in this reading. This is incredible to sit within this for a short while with you guys. So I'm grateful to you all for being here, and I will hope to see you in future readings, and I hope you have an amazing day, pile 3.